We're going to get you out here well before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. Let's go ahead and take a look at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us, we got Chris Ruffolo with us. It's Wednesdays with Mitch. Zawacky. Hope to hear from Big Al McMordie. Dana Lane with us a little later. Wayne Scott and Jay Briggs with us here today. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. Ruffolo, Mitch, McMordie, Scott, Briggs, Zawacky, then Lane, and then I will close this one out. All right, it's the middle of summer here, 5th of July. Hope everyone had a great 4th. All baseball on the board today. 14 games still to go after we saw the Houston Astros get the victory against Colorado. So let's get this one underway. Let's welcome in Chris Ruffolo. You catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Hope you tune into the live show every day at 10:30 a.m. Each time during the week as he joins Mitch and Rod with that morning show with lots of picks there. So make sure you guys tune in live. Let's bring Chris in right now. Chris, what's happening?
Don't have any fingernails left after that Astros game this afternoon. But hey, you know what? It's all good. Got it to come in, and now we focus on to a pretty good evening slate as well.
Yeah, pretty good evening slate indeed here with Major League Baseball as we head here. What's this Sunday until we get to the All-Star break, as we all know about that as it's getting real close here. As we're now pretty much in the second half of the season for all the teams now, whereas we build our way toward the playoffs. And of course, Chris, you're going to be looking at one today between this Braves and the Guardians. This Braves team, of course, everyone's favorite now to win the World Series. Before we get into that game analysis, what's your thoughts here with this Braves team?
Yeah, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. I think they're the new favorite for a lot of folks to win the World Series. At least win the National League for sure. And I mean, they're on a nice run. I think they're 24-4 in their last 28. So they've thrust themselves into the driver's seat now to win the World Series. That's for sure.
That's right. All right, here we get to the game here between the Braves and the Guardians going head-to-head here. It's top of the hour. Braves favorite here. We see minus 170 here. A total sits at 10.5.
Yeah, Tony, I was going back and forth on this game, and, I wanted to get on the Braves, but again, that price is a little bit hefty, especially with Michael Soroka pitching. Soroka just hasn't really looked comfortable since, rejoining the Braves rotation. He's given up a home run in each of his 3 starts, 2 home runs in back-to-back starts, given up a total of 12 runs over 15 2/3 innings of work. That's why his ERA sits at 6.89. So I do think the Guardians can get to him for a few runs here, but let's not ignore just how hot this Atlanta Braves offense has been, especially against right-handed pitching. You go back to almost the beginning of June, this Braves team, first in baseball in team OPS, isolated power, WRC plus against righties. Same thing over the last 2 weeks, and it's just an even greater edge between them and the team that's even in second place. So I think the Braves fully tee off on Cal Quantrill here, who has allowed 20 runs in his last 3 starts over 11 2/3 innings of work, going back to going back to prior to his time on the injured list. So I think the starters are going to get us a good chunk of the way there. We might need the bullpens to do it later, but I still think we're getting into the 11-12 run range here. So I like the over between the Guardians and the Braves.
All right, Chris says go over at 10 here between the Guardians and the Braves. Of course, the sweat here is going to be on a Guardians team that's had their struggles this year producing runs in their home ballpark with just about 3.5 per game.
Yeah, I'll tell you. No one will tell you more, like Tony just said, about the inconsistencies of this Guardians offense. Even when I do my home run prop video on Pick Dogs, I rarely take any Cleveland Guardians because this is a team that sometimes really just struggles to plate runs. But I do think, like I said, they're going to be able to get some off of Soroka here, because until I see Soroka really pitch a true shutdown outing, to me he's just going to look like a guy that's still struggling to get his feet back underneath him. And I gotta roll with the over here.
All right, we got Chris here going over the total of 10 here between the Guardians and Braves. This one have a start time here at top of the hour. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dodgeman for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we got lots going on tonight in Major League Baseball with a 14 games remainder here on the schedule. What do you have going over at the site?
Well, only my $19 pickoff play still to come tonight. Still on a 12-5 run with that. It would hit it in back-to-back days. But the best value going long-term. Reason being, you get just a much better price per pick. And tonight, if you have a long-term patch, you also get a bonus MLB play from me, and you can already see, we've got NFL right around the corner. So build up that bankroll with football season coming and make you some money.
Yeah, make some money indeed. with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium. As he mentioned, he has that pickoff place, so go ahead and get signed up with it. But here we are on a Monday. Very popular to get that 7-day all sports pass. You will get all of Chris's premium place here for the next 7 days. Remember that promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, Chris, is always great having you show. Have yourself a great week. We'll catch up with you next week, if not sooner. Sometimes you'll see Chris pop in once in a while, but we'll catch you there. We got that morning show. Of course, we always want to catch those home run prop videos from you. Oh, we lost you there on mute there, Chris.
Sorry about that.
Right.
Yeah, on a tear with those home run props, having a great time doing them every single day, like Tony said, and the daily game preview videos, the morning show, love what I'm doing here at Pick Dogs. Make sure that you got those notifications on so that you get the freshest and newest content here at Pick Dogs.
That's right, guys. Get the newest content there with those notifications. Make sure to like, subscribe, set those notifications. So when Chris is live with Mitch and Ron in the mornings, you're live with him. We get the plays in real time. And of course, you want to get those notifications when those home run prop videos come out so you guys can make sure you get those best numbers. All right, Chris, have yourself a great week, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, take care, Tony. Have a good one.
You as well. Chris Ruffolo here on the drive through. We'll continue here. Bring in Mitch. Catch Mitch every day. Actually, we can't say that anymore on the live show, Monday through Friday. He does have weekends off during the summer. And then you can catch all of his video series here on the site as well. Mitch, what's happening?
Not much. Just enjoying watching the show. Listening to Chris Ruffolo, it just seems that like if it was on the morning show, like every third word, I think I could have jumped on something there on him. So we would have had a really good time. Like Chris always uses those words, that it's just, it almost makes it too easy. He sets himself up.
All right.
He's a great setup man.
All right. Yeah, I've worked with him for a couple of years, right? We had that time together, but now Chris, more than capable of hosting his own show, does a lot of hosting. Will fill in for me later in the month when I have a few days of vacation. But tonight we go to the Cubs and Brewers. An interesting battle these two teams have had in this series. It's been something here. Cubs favored here, minus 35, and a total of 8.
Yeah, I think this Cubs-Brewers series has just proved what I've been saying all season long. Starting pitching is not worth paying much of a premium on unless you have a guy that can go 7 innings plus, and even then, it has to be a pitching mismatch on the other side of a guy that you believe is going to lose it. I think it's worth paying to fade another starting pitcher, but paying up for a good starting pitcher to carry the distance. There's just none of those guys are out there right now that I would even remotely think about doing that for. Either those have been all either no plays or other side for me. So, and we look at this one, it's the same thing. We see big odds on Justin Steele, and we see big odds against Hauser for the Brewers because Hauser's been absolutely terrible, and Steele has been really good. But look at both these games. The Cubs have had gigantic leads going into late innings and have not been able to hold it. Yesterday, the Brewers had two guys thrown out of the plate in extra innings. You never see that. I thought the second one he left, I thought it was a questionable to send him, but I guess you got to send him, And the first one, well, it was just a great play. It's rare that you see in today's baseball a team record 3 outs in extra innings with only 2 batters coming to the plate, where they nail the ghost runner and then they get 2 outs. But that happened in yesterday's game in the Brewers and the Cubs. I just think the Brewers aren't going to sit down for this one. We have the team that's the far better team in this game is the Brewers. I mean, the Cubs, I like what they're doing. I like the direction that they're headed. But, I mean, the reality of the situation is 46-40 versus 39-45, 23-19 at home versus 18-23 on the road, 3-7 in their last 10 games versus 7-3 in their last 10 games. And you got to pay up for the worst of all of those? I don't think so. I'll just take the odds here with the Brewers, and that's where I'm going with this thing.
All right, we got Mitch here on the Brewers here. I take the odds plus 130 here against the Cubs team. Cubs team just has issues here in the bullpen. We saw lefty go against the Brewers, and they produced 6 runs, right? They got to Smiley, they got to K, the middle reliever. And the Cubs, we know the Brewers, they just have struggles hitting lefties. Although Steele's a good left-hander, maybe capable of going 6. Maybe you throw him 7 here. You would think here with the way the Cubs have having some issues. Are you concerned here that Steele may go deeper here in this game, considering that we're now in the second half of the season?
Well, Hendricks had a no-hitter going deep into past 5 last night. So it doesn't matter. It's like I've seen more comebacks this season in Major League Baseball across the board than I've ever seen before, and it's just bad bullpens everywhere. The days of the nasty boys in Cincinnati have come and gone. There's no like setup to the setup man anymore, who is just unbelievable. There's no setup man that's unbelievable anymore. And, a lot of teams have traded their closer thinking the setup man could take over. Milwaukee, one of those teams. And they've had mixed results in that area. So it's just, we used to see, the setup man to the setup man, and now we don't see that anymore. The last good one was Dave Robertson, who's now on the Mets, and he still does a nice job on the Mets, but he's not to the level where he was as a setup man. And the last great setup man, off the chart, Mariano Rivera. And that was a long time ago. 98?
Yeah.
He was the setup man for John Wetland. I mean, that was really the last time we saw a great setup, like a lights-out setup man.
That was
Mariano Rivera, and it's like, then they got rid of Wetland the next year. They're like, I think maybe this guy can close for us.
I think so.
The next 20 years.
That was the right move, without a doubt, right? Yeah. There was no question about that one. That was the way to roll. All right, Mitch here will be on the Brewers plus the 130. Do your shopping, get the best numbers. Mitch, this one day game today in the afternoon, and we saw the Houston Astros get the job done again, right? They got it done. They covered the run line here, 6-4 against the Rockies.
Yeah, it was negative odds on that run line, so I didn't play the game. I wasn't on it. I don't do negative. I'll do negative runs and odds twice or three times a year. So it's like it wasn't a spot that I absolutely loved it. I liked the Astros to win the game. I didn't love them to cover the run line or an extended run line, so I didn't play it. And I was glad I didn't. I think what we've seen from this Astros team is a lot of the same thing all season long. Missing some key players, missing key guys in the rotation, and still finding a way to win. Playing bad baseball and still finding a way to win. Looking like, blowing leads, finding a way to win. It's like they just continue to win. That game in Texas, that 12-11 game on Monday, I think it was, that was like a microcosm of the entire season here for the Houston Astros. Up 10-2. They blow a 10-2 lead. The defending World Series champs blow a 10-2 lead. It goes 11-10, and then they score 2 runs to win. This is if you can win playing bad, imagine what's going to happen when you start playing well. When they get Alvarez back, the Astros are always aggressive at the trade deadline, and they're not just aggressive; they're super aggressive. They're like, they never, everyone's like, oh, the Dodgers are going to get Ohtani and all this stuff. I wouldn't be shocked if the Astros or Rangers ended up with him. Both those teams pay big money. And, look who the Astros have wound up at the trade deadline in the last 3 or 4 years. Garrett Cole. Then they ended up with Justin Verlander at the trade deadline. They ended up, it's no stranger for them to go out and make a move. And with McCullers gone for the season, I'd expect them to go out and make a move. They have some great young talent there. Sears, they've got France. I get France and Sears mixed up. They're both JPs. France, and then Hunter Brown, of course, and Bilek, who went today. They just have a lot of good guys, a lot of good young players. I don't think they're going to rest on those guys to take them to get them home, but I think they'll contribute, and maybe they'll be one of those relievers and setup guys and stuff. Those guys.
There you go. The Rockies and the Astros concludes this day baseball, which we've seen here now in the summertime. School is out, so we're going to start seeing more games here, I believe, at night here on the Wednesdays. This has been the best.
This has been the best up to this point of summertime, daytime, weekday baseball that we've ever had. Normally, it's always like if there's a rain-out game, a makeup game, on Monday it will be an early game, and then we have Thursdays, moving day, where we'll have day games, and then the weekends. But this year, it's every day we have a day game. It's nice. I like it. It's kind of like when they start having football every day of the week.
That's right. We get those Tuesday games coming in. It is pretty exciting. All right, Mitch, why don't you everybody know what's going on over at Pick Dogs Premium, what you've got up there, and, of course, all the plans here through the summer leading up to football.
We have the best handicappers in the world at Pick Dogs. We don't win every single game or every single day or anything like that. The lights are oh, they're on. Oh, it's this one. That's weird. Anyways, we don't win every single game. We don't claim to. We're not perfect. Nobody is. But we win a heck of a lot more than we lose. And I think we have a good time doing it. You know, we have a lot of fun here at Pick Dogs. I was told recently that I don't have fun with it or something. It's like, I don't know. I think I do. But anyways, we got a lot more coming up. Jay and I are going to be doing NFL football show 4 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday.
That's right. And then when does that start?
Our halftime NFL starts Monday after the All-Star break.
There we go.
It'll be a half hour show Monday through Friday, unless there's material events, and then the show will extend. But we're going to try and keep it just a half hour. Try and just get back, talk about who's moved, who's helped who to look for, what upcoming rookies, impact rookies, things of that nature. Then we'll move on to like best units, of each the league, who we feel are the best offensive lines and the best defensive lines and best quarterbacks and all that other stuff. And then before you know it, game time.
We got the training camp battles. Who's going to be the back of all the
yeah, it's like I think you know this, and you're welcome to come on as a guest any day you like. But there's football's 365 days a year now, and it's like I think that starting the show with Jay, starting it now, I have a feeling that this show, it might not stick at 4:00, once football season is over, but I have a feeling this show will go almost all year round. Jay, of course, has a big commitment for us with the NBA. He has his jam session and his afternoon jam session, so it would be a lot of Jay, but nothing wrong with that. 3-4 hours of Jay.
That's right. That's right. He was asking people on Twitter about the summer league. Should I cover that?
Yeah. Why not, man? Why not?
Right.
When does the summer league end?
Let's see. Well, right now we're in the California and Utah, and then I believe the Vegas starts in a couple days, and I think that usually runs 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. That's a fun event. I think it is. That's because you have the you have the league play, and then you have all these playoffs, right? You have the 7 versus 8. It's nonstop playoffs. But you have 2 courts. I've been there for the summer league. It's a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, I have too. I'll tell you where what's even better than going to the summer league games is going to the airport right before the summer league starts. It's like I've been in Vegas airport and I had totally forgotten it was summer league, and it was like when I had the place out in Vegas, like that's Mo Bamba.
Yeah, that's right. That's Mo Bamba.
Like 7 foot guy walks by me that looks like he could play football. I'm like, that's Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba. Yep, cut.
Yeah.
So was Bull was cut. I was surprised about that.
Well, I think in the NBA that we've seen a lot of guys that have gone free agent and then re-signed with the same team.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some shifting around, and there always is. There's some there's movement, and that is the NBA. The core is going to stay the same, but the Miami Heat apparently really want to get rid of Tyler Herro. They really don't like him.
Yes, but you like the Heat. What's the Lillard talk? What would they give up? How do you think that's going to fold?
Herro, but Portland doesn't want him either.
I know he doesn't want him.
They don't want him. So now they're talking about getting a 3 or 4 team trade together. Somebody that wants him. It's usually the Nets that end up with a guy like this that nobody
Pistons.
wants. He's not a bad player. I mean, he's not bad. He just makes a ton of money.
Yeah.
He's injured.
Yeah, he gets hurt. Like he reminds me of not as bad as Gallinari, right? I mean, this guy is.
Well, the Heat managed to trade Vic, so it's like anything's possible.
Yeah,
there's a market. I'm sure Jay will talk about this stuff with you too. But if there's a market for Victor Oladipo, there's a market for any injured player out there.
Yeah.
Except for Zion Williamson, he's just too expensive.
And then, of course, the people are crying over Austin Reeves. He could have got more money. I don't know. He could have got more money. I don't know. Half a season where he played well.
I thought the Lakers would re-sign Lonnie after the postseason that he had, but they didn't. They let him go. I was surprised. He went to the Nets.
Yeah,
he'll probably get more time there.
Oh yes. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Kyrie's staying in Dallas, huh?
Yep. I love my Canes basketball too, so I liked football more, but I still follow our Canes in the NBA as well. So.
Well, you got it. What do you think about the Heat getting Jaquez? People out here in LA aren't happy the Lakers passed on him.
We're excited to have him, because it's like he fits our style. So, we're way excited to have him. He's a grinder, and it's on a grinding team. I mean, it's like him, Bam, and Jimmy Butler. It's like, oh man, grinders that can also shoot and score and do all that stuff. It'll be another drafted player on the floor for the Heat.
There we go. Indeed.
Got too many don't have too many of those.
That's right. That's amazing how we draft them. Well, Kes, look at the coaching staff there, and of course Pat Riley there. Making a lot of the decisions behind the scenes. So pretty good organization. As Pat Riley told LeBron James, we got to stick together. When we win together, we lose together. You just don't jump ship.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm excited for everything going on at Pick Dogs. We're going to be stepping up our game as we carry into the football season and beyond. You'll probably see a new look on a lot of our live shows and some new live shows and probably a shift around, of some of the people to cover some ground and to do other things. You're starting to see more and more people do videos on our channel, which I think is great. And it's great, and it's like, it all started, Tony, me begging you to come here, and
yeah.
I said, it's like, that's what I do. It's like,
well, for me, it was more tactical because I was afraid at the first one they would send the letter, you'd have to shut down, right? Because we had to wait for the us.
Of course. Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk.
I know. I mean, that was the reason, is because had I come over,
of course,
there would have been paperwork sent to you. You have to shut down.
Believe me,
and that was the strategy behind it.
$1 million in legal fees. So show for it.
A vindictive move that would have happened by vindication. That would have been.
It's all right. I'm not too worried. It's not the only one that I'm not allowed to mention derogatory statements about. Defamation.
That's right. Of character. But you need character to defamate character, right?
Defamatory comments defined as it's like 2 pages of them.
Yep. All right, Raj chimes in. Vegas Summer League, July 7th through the 17th. So we get 11 days of Summer League.
I'll miss it. When you get the letter saying that you have to remove certain segments of your YouTube live shows and stuff, that's when you've done it right. Yep,
indeed. All right, Mitch. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the sunshine this summer, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Did Al McMordie make it to the show?
I got a text from him. I don't know. He says.
Here it is. Says he's gonna hop on late. I just got an email from him.
Okay.
Because I was gonna call him because it's very unlike him.
Yeah, it was. That's why I thought I might have missed an email saying that he went on vacation, but. I thought it was Saturday today because I almost missed my haircut appointment. I found out the last second. Oh, that's right, it's a Wednesday today. So,
yeah, he is a consummate pro.
All
right, good deal. Have a good week, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning with the gang.
Absolutely,
should be pretty.
It'll be
beautiful.
Nice. All right, Mitch, have a good one. Mitch here on the drive-thru. Let's continue, guys. You missed a pick. We'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We're going to go to Wayne right now. Al McMordie, I guess we'll schedule him at the end of the show. So let's go ahead and bring in Wayne. Scott, catch him over at Pick Dodge Room, doing great work up there. Wayne, what's happening? You're on mute again, Wayne. We're on mute. Let's see if we can fix that. Let's see. Well, actually, as Wayne tries to fix his issue, we'll go to Jay next instead. So let's go ahead and bring in Jay Briggs. We'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. So we'll bring Jay in right now. I think we're set to roll here in just a second as we find him in here. Coming to us from the Skype world today. A nice fill in for us to this afternoon, evening. We'll bring in Jay right now. Jay, what's happening? Find him in here, coming to us from the Skype world today. Nice to fill in for us to this afternoon, evening. We're bringing Jay right now. Jay, what's happening? Find him in here, coming to us from...
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, we got...
So, Tony, how you doing?
Really good, really good. All right, let's get to your game. This was Wayne's game, so we're going to have to get to the Marlins. We're going to get to the Marlins and the Cardinals, which begins here in just about 15 minutes or so. We know how well this Marlins team has been running here and how bad the Cardinals have been. And look at this line here. This is kind of a head scratcher here. Marlins here minus 110. We see a total of 9.
Yeah, I'm not overcomplicating this one. I'm taking the money Marlins in this. I don't trust Libator on the road. And quite frankly, I don't trust the Cardinals right now. They've lost back-to-back to the Marlins. The Marlins' bats are really, showing out. They put up 15 runs yesterday, and I think we see them show up again today. I'm not selling my Marlins stock. They only struggled against the Braves, and I say only because the Braves are arguably the hottest team, the best team in baseball right now. Not too surprising that they went to Atlanta and lost 3 straight. They've since bounced back against St. Louis. I think Brian Hoeing probably has a decent outing today. I think the bats for the Marlins continue to get going, man. This is a money Marlins team that's in the midst of a great season, and I think they stacked their 3rd straight win. So short, sweet, and simple for me in this one, Tony. Give me the Marlins on the money line.
All right, Marlins here on the money line, says Jay, and this one is just a kind of a – I'm looking at this one too, and I'm kind of scratching my head. Where are you seeing the Cardinals? I don't see it. I know it took a while here for this line to come up. We know the issues with Matz, and we've seen how well this Miami team is playing. I know Hoeing might have some question marks and stuff, but man, it was just the way the Cardinals have performed against winning teams, and team record behind Matz is 0-7.
Yeah, the Cardinals arguably in the running for the most disappointing team in baseball. The Mets. I don't know, man. This team had a lot of spunk going at the end of last season, really kind of caught fire. But this season, they just haven't been able to put it together. And I don't think today is another good spot for them. I think they continue to be disappointing. And I think the Marlins continue rolling, Tony. So give me that money Marlins at a great price at home.
All right, there we go. We got Jay coming in here with the money Marlins here in this game. We're going money Marlins here in this one, and that will be the play here from Jay today. Will be on the Marlins minus 118. You now minus 110. Do your shopping here against the Cardinals. This one have a start time here, 6:40 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. Of course, as we know, 14 games on the board for Major League Baseball. Jay having a great season in Major League Baseball this month as well. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got 3 plays still up there for sale in a 3-pack. I was on the Astros run line earlier, so we caught a dub on that. We caught a win yesterday on the $19 play, and we're trying to catch another one today. So you can scoop up my $19 MLB play of the day. We've hit 11 of 17, I want to say, on that play. So we're seeing it really well on my favorite play of the day, $19. You can get that, or it's also included in my money-making 3-pack tonight. So however you want to do it, you can do it over at Pick Dogs Premium. Pair me up 2-for-1 capper special, one of the great guys, and let's continue making some money throughout the summer.
Keep making throughout the summer with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium, coming in with a winner today already on that Astros run line. So get on board with Jay. He's got that $19 premium up on the board. Play of the day or money-making 3-pack. Instead of buying the plays individually, why not try them out with that 7-day all sports pass? All of Jay's premium plays for 7 days. All his baseball here. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off. All right, Jay, as always, great having you on the show. Have some great evening, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I'll see y'all tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to continuing to put out some great content for the guys. So about Summer League, they got the Utah and Sacramento going right now.
Right.
I'm not really too interested in those guys. Vegas starts in a few days, and I'm gonna try to put out some content. I'm gonna try to put out some content for you guys. I'm finna deep dive me some Summer League. I want to be right. That's the thing. I want to make us money. That's, first and foremost. I don't want to just be talking. So I want to deep dive it, give you the best information. But, I should have.
What's important here is we got the NBA Summer League running July 7th through the 17th. So it starts in 2 days. And, of course, you want to make sure you get those rosters. You want to find out who's playing, right?
Correct. So I'm a deep dive in, and I should have some content up for y'all as I go through it.
Yeah, they're putting these games up on the board. So
they are.
People love NBA. They love it, and that's why they show these games everywhere. And Of course, the Vegas gets a lot of attention because, let's face it, the first round picks are going to be showcased here. And of course, why it's important to keep an eye on those rosters and the news. We often find these new guys come in, play a half or a quarter in game one. They go a little deeper in game two. Then we don't see them the rest of the summer league. So you got to find all that information out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's you got to really deep dive and find your beat writers that are covering these teams. Who's getting them the minutes. You got to find these things out. How the main guys, how many minutes are they going to be playing that night? So it's a little more research than you would think, than probably a regular NBA game. But I'm gonna make sure I deep dive it and try to make us some money betting some summer league.
Yeah, bet some summer league. Of course, if you're looking to make a play on the rookie of the year, well, this is a chance to see him in action here during the summer league. Or if you want to fade somebody, I mean, remember that Anthony Bennett, his summer league, he had, this guy's a can't miss, and that meme has been going on all summer so far.
Yes, sir. I do remember that.
That's right. All right, Jay, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Tony T. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Let's continue. Let's get back to Wayne. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's having a fantastic past 30 days, as we said he would 2 weeks ago, because there was a certain tone in his voice when I just knew he was going on that hot streak, and it happened. So let's bring him in right now. Wayne, what's happening? You're still on mute there, Wayne. We got to get that sound fixed. You got either the mute button on, or I don't know what's going on over there, but we got to get you on here in a little bit. So get that fixed, and let's go ahead and move on with the show. We'll go ahead and welcome in Rod Zawacky. So catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. So Rod is going to catch here the Red Sox and Rangers. Just let me make sure I get the game set up here. Okay, we got the game set, so let's go ahead and bring in Rod. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Catch him every day, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time during the week here with that morning show. The weekends, it is 10 a.m. Eastern time, so I think we'll bring him in right now. I think we're ready to go here with Rod in just a second. Here we go, Rod Zawacky. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much. Enjoying this Wednesday. We watched the afternoon game, the 6-4 win by Houston. Rockies were threatening. They tried to come
Oh, yeah.
But, fell short.
Definitely
tried. Definitely tried. Fell short.
Yep.
Fell short.
It's been tough for them here on the road, and of course the Astros. Maybe it's their time now. Second half of the season, we saw them wake up a little bit in that Rangers series.
Yeah, we did in that Rangers series. They've started to turn it on, kicked it into a different gear, as we say here in sports, and that's what they've been doing. Watch out for Houston the second half of the season for sure, because they're looking like they're turning it on.
They are, certainly. All right, here we go. Rod, tonight, Major League Baseball here. Rangers and the Red Sox going head-to-head. We've seen a change of favorites. It looked like the Red Sox were getting money early on the opener, but now Rangers favored here. Minus 107. We see a total 9.5.
Yeah, you look at this one, and Gray's getting the start for the Rangers here in this one, and over his last three, he definitely hasn't been good. 0-2 with an 8 ERA over his last three. So he's definitely struggled. But you look at those ones; those have been at home. He hasn't been so well at home. On the road, different numbers on the road. 4-1 with under a sub-2 ERA, and it's over 40 innings of work and an 8.9 WHIP. So been really good on the road is Gray. On the other side, Bello's getting the start for Boston, and he's 2-1 with a 1.31 ERA over his last three and a .82 WHIP. So both of these pitchers, I think, we get a pitcher's duel on our hands early in this one. And then when it comes down to the bullpens, I give Boston the edge. Over the last 10 games, they've been about one run less pitching matchup over this than the Rangers bullpen over the last 10. So I definitely give the edge to Boston there. And you look at Texas, 0-5 after allowing 2 runs or less in the previous game. Boston 26-10 the last 36 versus the AL West. Boston's also 20-8 the last 28 versus Texas at home. I'm going with Boston. Texas got game 1. Boston bounces back and gets game 2 here for us on Wednesday night.
All right, we got Rod coming here with the Red Sox that bounce it back here, plus 102, minus 101. Do your shopping here, get the best numbers. Yeah, hard to argue that one. The way Bayo's been pitching. And, of course, Red Sox have hit the ball very well at home. 208, 286 hitting average in that home ballpark, so they really like hitting there. Remember those former Dodgers that are on the field there for Boston. They can hit. And, of course, the Gray's had some rough outings of late as well.
Gray has had some rough outings as of late. Definitely got me on a couple of those as Gray when I figured like he's going to turn things around. No, he's had a couple of rough outings. But like I said, I think he could turn this around. I think we get a lower scoring one. Because on the road he's been pretty solid on the road, 4-1 with a sub-2 ERA. But Bellows just been lights out here, and I think the difference is when it comes too late. I think that Boston bullpen is just a touch better than the Rangers, and they hold them down late, and Boston gets the win here in this one.
All right, Boston gets the win here. Red Sox plus 102 against the Rangers. This one to have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium for tonight's action. 14 games on the board here. We got about a handful of games starting here within 5 minutes. Good results last 7 days. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
And over Big Dog Premium, I've got a nice 5-pack. Love today's action in the MLB. I got my Wacky Wednesday 5-pack, where you got 5 plays I got in the MLB. My top play is included in that 5-pack, but if you want my top play singly, you can scoop it up singly over at Big Dog's Premium. My $15 play is on a nice 27-13 run over the last 40, so scoop it up. As I said, it's included in that 5-pack. So head on over, use that promo code PICK at checkout, save 15% off all your purchases. And hey, grab that 3-day, grab that 7-day, grab a 30-day pass, and use that 2-for-1 capper deal. Can't go wrong. Definitely lots of hot cappers in the MLB right now. So pair me up with any one of them other hot handicappers and you get 2 heads. Better than 1. So jump aboard. Let's make some money.
Make some money indeed. Get on board with Zawacky over at Pick Dodge Premium. Hot over the last 7 days. That 5-pack's up there. Get on board with it or go long-term. Your best value over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Rod, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you on Steak Friday.
Quick little shout out. I want to thank some people. Big old play button here. I must thank Mitch for having me on. It's almost been 4 years. I can't believe it's almost been 4 years that we've been here at Big Dogs rolling along. Thanks to Mitch. He bugged me just like he bugged you. Come on, join me. Come on. And then finally I joined him and shooting the videos. And almost 4 years later, I appreciate the opportunity and the fun we've had. And also appreciate everybody who tunes in and follows us. Because without you guys, hey, we don't reach this number and we don't get this play button. So definitely appreciate everybody who's tuned in. I'm going to put this right here in its new home, right there. It'll be its new home right there on the shelf there for us to see. Appreciate everybody. Thanks so much. And to answer the question that Mitch put in the little notice,
yes,
he says, what will come first, the gold play button or Connor McDavid winning the Stanley Cup? Which one comes first? That was Mitch's note to me when I opened up my play button. That's what it was. So to answer Mitch's question, which comes first? I'm hoping it's Connor McDavid winning the Stanley Cup. But if it's us winning the gold play button, I'll still be just as happy if we hit the gold play button before McDavid wins the Stanley Cup. But you know what? I think we can get to both. I really do think we can get to both.
Same year.
For sure. Same time, same year,
right.
Same everything. I think
right. Same
David
month.
wins the Stanley Cup, we get the gold play button, all of the same year. Let's go with that.
Get a whole goaltender. If you're a goaltender, how could you not want to go to Edmonton? Really? Yeah.
How many guys exactly. How do you not want to go to Edmonton? They just think the Vezina winner wants out. He wants out of Boston. He wants a trade. So you never know. You never know where things go. I really think we're set on goalies. I don't think we need a goalie. I love where we're sitting with the goalie. I think Campbell had a bad year, and I think he bounces back in this one.
There you go.
I think he's ready to shine. As you always see, you get paid that first year, and then you struggle because you put your expectations up here with that big payday. Now you can relax a little. Year 2, and I think he shines. I think we're good on goalies. I don't think we need any. People forget that Stuart Skinner was still a rookie.
Yeah.
He got voted in as Rookie of the Year. So people forget that. He's a rookie. Come on. He is his first year. He gets 30 wins. Come on.
Yeah.
Give the guy a break.
Yeah.
Give the guy a break.
That's got to happen. All right, Rod. Have yourself a great night. Yeah. We'll catch up with you again on Steak Friday.
Definitely. You have a good one, Tony. Take the Elks tomorrow, too.
There you go. Get the Elks there for him. We got one. No WNBA tonight?
Take Dallas.
There you go.
They're playing Vegas. And you're getting like almost 15 points, I think, with the Dallas in that one. I think that line shot up. I think it's 15 last I see. Take Dallas.
Aces laying double digits again.
Yeah, Aces. We know how the Aces lay. When they're laying double digits. Nothing ever turns out good there. So take Dallas.
There you go. We got one from Ron on
and
the
Milos. Take Milos Raonic in the tennis. Remember you said I don't want
tennis? Yes.
Oh, it's a Canadian tennis guy. Milos Raonic is in round 2 over in Wimbledon, and guess what? He's won 9 straight round 2 matches in Great Britain. and he's a nice plus 195 tomorrow morning. Milos Raonic, Canadian guy. Get him.
That's right. Get him, guys. Get him. They're riding with peripheral picks. We got 3 out of them here as he takes Steak Friday off. Takes Thursday off, and then he comes. We got to say what called Thursday, and then comes back on Steak Friday with the plays. All right.
Back on Steak Friday. So
that's right.
Take care, Tony, and we'll see you on Friday. Everybody else will see you tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. Catch Rod in the mornings, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. Let's continue. Let's just get back to Wayne Scott. Hopefully he's got that connection fixed. We're going to try here for the third time. And usually we get him on the second time, but today might be the third time. So let's bring in Wayne over at Pick Dogs Prim, off to a fantastic past 30 days. Let's bring him in right now. Wayne, are you there?
Yes, sir. You can hear me, Tony. What's going on?
I can hear you now. So we got it the third time.
Right.
It's usually it's been a high hit rate at the second time, but we had to get to the third. We got the third time. So here we go. Blue Jays and White Sox. We saw the Blue Jays open up pretty good last night. Held on for the win. And that it's now 15-0 for our man Bassett against losing teams. And tonight, so we got a different picture here. Blue Jays favored minus 119, total of 9.
All right, you guys got to listen in, man. Tony called that one out. I was on the side. We had a winning on the side, and Tony gave y'all a little money line nugget, and it came through. Today, I do like one of these teams on the money line instead of going with the size. It's enough strength for me. And I'm going against Lance Lynn. He's not one of them pitchers that you auto fade, but at the same time, if I can pick my spots and I like everything that I see on the opposite team against them, I will go against them. And I'm going to do that today. I'm taking the Blue Jays money line. The Blue Jays are 23-22 on the road, slightly over 500, while the White Sox are 20-21 at home, slightly under 500. But the Blue Jays in the away favorite role, they're 15-9, hitting at 62%, which they are tonight. The favorites on the road, and the White Sox are terrible in the home dog role. You think you're getting some value from them, even in a little number like this. They're 7-13, and you'll be losing at a 35% clip. As mentioned yesterday, both of these teams are going up and down a little bit right now. But the Blue Jays are the better, more consistent team, have shown to be throughout this season. I don't love backing Berrios on the road, but he's definitely the better option when it comes to the pitching. And Blue Jays have the better option in the bullpen. On the season and in the last 10, the White Sox are just getting crushed when it's gotten to that bullpen. Berrios, 4 hits, no runs in his last time playing against the White Sox, which was this year. He got the win 7-0. And Lance Lynn got a start against the Blue Jays this year. He was hit in that one. He lost in that one 5-2. Blue Jays got the win in that one. And I believe we see the Blue Jays get the win against him today. Again, Blue Jays 5-0 in their last 5 against them, and 8-2 in the last 10 against the White Sox. Give me some Blue Jays tonight.
All right, likes the Blue Jays tonight here, minus 118 here against the White Sox. Give you some specifics in those matchups. Lynn gave up 4 earned runs with 3 walks in 5 innings in his outing against the Blue Jays. And Berrios went 7 innings, no runs allowed here against this White Sox. And this gets me back again when we talked about this White Sox team, a team with offense that's so inconsistent. Sometimes you'll see those runs go up 9 on the board, but many times you see it 2 or 1 to 3 for them.
Yes, sir. And like I said, Blue Jays on the season are the better hitting team. But, Tony, if you look here, the White Sox are hitting a little better than the Blue Jays in his last 10. But with the pitchers on the mound here, I think Berrios makes it tough for White Sox here, and I think the Blue Jays can rip Lance Lynn up, so that doesn't really concern me. That the White Sox are the slightly better hitting team as of lately. I'm going off the numbers that the Blue Jays have put on the season, and I think they get back rolling here a little bit after that 5-5 in their last 10. I think they can get back on the winning side today.
Yeah, White Sox have struggled against strikeout pitchers. 11-22 facing a starter who strikes out 5 or greater batters per game. And, of course, Berrios, 27% strikeout clip this season. Blue Jays minus 118 here against the White Sox. This one to have a start time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight's action. Of course, Wayne's been on fire here, as we talked about, 1857 over the last 3 days. All talking over at Pick Dodge Pin. About 11 on the board for Major League Baseball now as we get some of the 640 games off. What do you have going on over at the site?
looking to bounce back after a losing day yesterday. Looking to have a very strong day today. 3 plays. I have my best bet out there, and I have my best bet packaged up with my last 2 bets of the day. So if you want all 3 of those, you can go grab my 3-pack, my Make It Rain Wayne Wednesdays, and I have my 3 plays in there. If you just need 1 play, I got my hit and run play today. That's my best bet in the MLB card for today. So if you need any of that action, you can go grab that, or you can pair me up with one of the top handicappers in the world with our 2-for-1 capper special. Always going to advocate for you guys to use that promo code PICK so you can save a little money when you're getting on these picks with me. And let's cash. Let's continue to cash. Let's get this month back rolling strong like I started last month.
That's right, guys. Got a board here. Wayne's got over at Pick Dog Stream 1,857 units of profit last 3 days. These numbers are all documented. Visit Pick Dog Stream. Go to Wayne's handicapper page. Go down to Pick History. You'll find every play up there. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, Tony T. Thank you for having me, and I'll catch y'all later, Pick Dog fam.
Got it. Wayne Scott here on the drive-through. Let's continue on. Up next, we go to Dana Lane. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Dana in right now. Of course, it's ready to roll here in just a second with Dana Lane. He has some baseball for us here on the West Coast. Let's see. We bring him in right now. We're going to go with Dana. Dana, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. How you doing, man?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go tonight. Mariners and Giants going head-to-head again. Giants favored here. Pretty good. Minus 169 total here.
I hate that
8.5.
number, Tony. I mean, I saw the opening number. I thought it was going to be around 150, 155, and then it just absolutely shot up. And I've seen some 170s already today, and I'm like, well, this is a free play. You can put your money behind it if you want, but make sure that you stay within your bankroll because we don't want to make a living off of laying $1.69, $1.70 favorites. So, with that being said, I mean, it's a matchup between Alex Cobb. Obviously, Alex Cobb's had a fantastic season, although I will say in the last 3 starts, one against St. Louis, the Mets, and Colorado, I didn't think he pitched all that well, although the Giants were more than willing to give him enough run support, which they've done for most of the year. And, of course, Malone is going to be a call-up from Tacoma from the PCL. And he's not exactly a young kid, though. He's 36 years old, and if you remember back in the day when he first came up with the Oakland Athletics, I mean, he won 25 games in 2 seasons. So it's not like he's a guy that's not accustomed to winning games, but really has bounced around since then. He's gone between being the starter and the bullpen. Not a guy that's double-digit guy, just kind of a plug-in. In fact, Seattle put him on waivers. He cleared waivers and then went down to Tacoma and stayed with Seattle's. And I think a lot of whether or not he's going to stay with the Mariners, and of course they had some injuries, one to Marco Gonzalez. I think it's going to depend on how well he pitches tonight. I just have a hard time thinking that Seattle is going to sweep the Giants. So we're going to go with the Giants. And even if you look at recent form with Alex Cobb, and I mentioned those numbers that were okay in his last 3 starts, but the Giants did win all 3 or all 4 of his June starts. Pitched very well in his first start in June with the shutout. But the Giants have found a way to win ball games for him. So even if Alex Cobb is not on top of his game tonight, still really like the Giants in this game.
All right, here we go with Dana here on the Giants here. I'll leave the number here against the Mariners. Yeah, Cobb has been the keys here at home. It's just been fantastic. ERA 1.43, low whip. Of course, the Mariners still have this issues hitting, although we did see them go off yesterday in yesterday's game.
I mean, and that's the other thing too. I mean, if you look at the numbers, and I try to kind of look at a recent form. I mean, what a team did in early April really has nothing to do with what they're going to do in early July. But recent form will also tell you that, even though the Mariners have won 4 games and not exactly breaking out of their 27th ranked offense in baseball, and as you mentioned, Cobb, who hasn't pitched, this is his first game in 3 starts at home. He has terrific numbers in San Francisco. As a matter of fact, I mean, it's like night and day. It's like looking at the Colorado Rockies home and road splits. Terrific numbers at home. I just think that this, especially with Ty France out of the lineup. I mean, he's out with a undisclosed injury. Arguably, you could say Rodriguez for sure, but arguably their most consistent hitter is going to be out of the lineup tonight. And of course, Mike Ford will be at first base for Seattle. So that to me is just a recipe for San Francisco. I do think, and I don't think this is going to be a blowout, because this always happens. I don't care if you're a 13-year vet or a guy that just has never pitched in the major leagues before. You get that immediate call up and there's something that lets up on the opposition, whether or not they think he's just a minor league guy regardless of his tenure, or a guy that they just don't have a book on yet. That pitcher tends to pitch well, but I think in the end, I think it will be San Francisco blowing this game open. We'll say about 3 or 4 runs, but I'm very confident in the Giants winning tonight.
Yeah, Malone, 36 going on 37 in February. Yeah. Signed, he was in a AAA. He's been in AAA Tacoma in his 36-year life. This tells you that he maybe really needs money, so he's going to be. There's some underlying thoughts there when you see someone in their late 30s. Still, we saw this with Cueto. We've seen this with Tehran, where they go into the minors and try to get their form back.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong too. I think he was 3-1 in 11 starts with Tacoma, and a lot of times with the PCL, if those numbers are not good, that really, I can't take. It's like somebody telling me, well, X players' numbers in the Continental Hockey League are going to equate to whatever they're going to do in the National Hockey League, or that's just. I can't equate the two. And the same things with the PCL. But the difference is, if you're pitching well in the PCL, now that does equate to the major leagues, because you are going to have a much better defense behind you, and you're not going to have to pitch in that thin air. I just think that those numbers do equate some, and it's another reason why I think he's going to pitch well tonight. But I think if they get 4 innings out of him, maybe 5 innings, I think they'll be very happy with that. And of course, you look at last night's results, and it looks like Seattle beat up on the Giants, in which they did. But it was a bullpen game, and I kind of throw those games out. And I think you're going to see Cobb at least get a quality start, which I don't think he's had in his last 3 starts. So I anticipate him pitching better because he's at home tonight, and also a little bit of chip on his shoulder, even though they've won those games. I definitely think he wants to get a quality outing in there, which is 6 innings plus.
We got Dana here with the Giants here laying against the Mariners tonight at 9 Eastern time. All right, Dana, let's take a look over at Pick Dodgement for nice action. Of course, baseball. Still 11 games on the board for Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, 1 game left. Mets Diamondbacks. 1 game left on the board, and break out the Oakland A's, because last time I checked, they had again against Detroit. I don't know. I guess they're getting ramped up for their big move to Vegas one day. But 1 game left on the board, and I think we're, 28, 29 days away from the Hall of Fame game, so we can start talking about some multiple sports for once, and it will be nice to look at something else. But All-Star game coming up, that's exciting. And, of course, we're looking for a big month in the month of July, and heading into August, when the trade deadline, where everything goes crazy and everybody picks apart the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Kansas City Royals. That's right.
Guys, Dan Lane over at Pick Dog. Long-term pass will serve you well. He has a package up there for you as well for Major League Baseball, as for the remainder of the season. Of course, all your early bird NFL and college football as well. Pick as a promo code. You'll save 15% off at checkout. You can also add a second capper with the 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Dana, as always, great having the show. Have a great evening. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Tony. All the best to you guys. Let's cash a lot of tickets this week.
You got it. Dana Lane here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on. We got Al McMordie in. We'll get him in right now. Catch him over at Pick Dodgement. Ready to roll with Big Al McMordie. Big Al, what's happening?
Hi, Tony. How are you doing today?
Doing awesome, Martin. Here we go. Major League Baseball for tonight's action. We're going to be looking here at this one between the Mets and the Diamondbacks going head-to-head. We see the Diamondbacks favored here at -108 with a total of 9.5.
Yeah, Arizona's now 50-36. They're up 2.5 games on the LA Dodgers. They're going to hand the ball to southpaw Tommy Henry. He is a graduate of my alma mater, the University of Michigan. He was drafted in the 2nd round in 2019. And so far this season, he's 5-1 in his 12 starts. And he has a better ERA at home than on the road. It's 3.50 at Chase Field compared to 4.73 elsewhere. The Diamondbacks are now 6-0 in his last 6 starts. They're 10-2 in his 12 starts overall. And I like Arizona today at this short price. Arizona is 26-12 plus 10.2 net games as a favorite this season. Meanwhile, the Mets are 1-5 in their last 6 road games versus lefties, and they're 9-19 overall this season versus southpaws. And then New York, is the worst part about them this season is when they're an underdog, slight underdog here. They're 5-19 this season as an underdog. So I like Arizona with Tommy Hendry in this situation.
Yeah, I'm with you there on this one. Arizona here at minus the spot. Do your shopping. We've got minus 108, minus 114. You do your shopping. Obviously get the best numbers indeed in this one. Yeah, but it's hard to argue the points there, Big Al. I mean, the Mets have just not have been a really good year for them. We saw their owner come out in a press conference recently. They showed, still spurts of a win here or there. But again, I just think the Diamondback season has been fantastic this first half so far.
Yeah, the strangest thing about New York is, last year off a loss, they were like, just gangbusters. And then this year you see them on these long losing streaks over and over again. And it's like it's a different team. So they're just, not playing very well so far this year. Hopefully they'll play better in the second half. But Arizona's had a much better season so far. I also heard you talking with Jay about the NBA Summer League. Did he give a pick out tonight or not?
No pick out. No, he didn't give one out. He was going to wait till when Vegas begins.
I can give out a pick if you want.
Go ahead.
Oh, sure. Okay, I don't know if we have time. But, the Lakers and Spurs are hooking up tonight. The game starts at 8 p.m. on ESPN. And, the Lakers were crushed by Miami 107-90 on Monday night. And San Antonio blew out the Charlotte Hornets. And what was impressive about San Antonio's win, Tony, on Monday was Charlotte had the much more experienced roster on the floor, at least in terms of NBA experience. And yet San Antonio was dominant. At one point, they were up by 30 points. They were led by Dominic Barlow. He had 24, including a monster dunk in the third quarter, and then 30 points from Julian Champagny, who just signed a 4-year, $12 million deal. And so, Champagny looks like he's going to be a really good NBA player. And then Sidi Sissoko, who they drafted in the second round, just shut down Brandon Miller for much of the game. Brandon Miller got untracked in the fourth quarter, and he kind of showed why. He was drafted number 2. He made like 3 quick, 3-point shots late in the game when it was all over. But early in the game, Sissoko's athleticism just shut him down. And now you see San Antonio favored in this game tonight by 4 points against the Lakers. And I know it's dangerous to think what you saw before is what you're going to see again, but I just don't see any reason why it's going to change tonight. And you get San Antonio minus just 4 points, and I'll roll the dice with San Antonio in this summer league game.
All right, we got another bonus there play from McMordie here, minus the 4 here. With the Spurs, been watching the replay of this one on NBA TV. They've been replaying the Spurs and the Hornets, and they've been.
Oh, they have. Why did they replay that game?
What else are you going to show? In 1990,
I'm just saying. It was such an uninteresting game. I mean, it was a blowout.
Yeah. No, they replay all the summer league games, which is cool. So it's a slow afternoon, morning, right? There's one baseball game and the replays of the summer league. I just have it on NBA TV all day. NFL Network.
Did you pay attention to it, or was it background noise?
There was kind of a little bit of background here and there. I've been watching more of the news cycle here with the sports news, CBS HQ. I follow that. I like that channel because it's just cover the games with the scores and the news about the game.
Yeah. Well, going to take my chance with San Antonio, and hopefully we see the same thing we saw on Monday and we get another blowout.
There we go. That's a blowout indeed. Bonus play there from L with the Spurs minus 4. And then D-backs here minus 114 against the Mets. This one to start here, 9:40 Eastern time. Right, Big L. Let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin. We got those 6:40 games beginning. More slated games beginning here in about 10 minutes. 11 games on the board. Showing good profit last 7 days. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
I've got one playing baseball for sale right now. It's a later game, and that's all I've got today. Just one baseball play.
One baseball game indeed. So get on board here with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dodge Pimp. So get on board with his long-term passes, 3, 7, or 30 Al Sports Pass. That 1 month pass will get you all Big Al's premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go over to his handicapper page and make that purchase. Also, his NFL and college football passes are up there right now, so go ahead and get signed up as well. You could use that promo code PICK to save that 15% off. Big Al, another winning year for you in football.
Yeah, it's been good generally in football and basketball the last several years. Had 11 straight winning years in the NFL, had winning years in college as well, have won 23 of the last 31 football years and 23 of the last 31 basketball years. Last year's basketball was actually, really, really, really good. So hopefully we'll, knock on wood, it will continue this upcoming season. But yeah, folks can get on board. And also don't forget, if you want to save, we're going to have our Christmas in July. I think that's going to be not this weekend. The next
I think he said during the All-Star break it kicks off.
Okay. Yeah, it'll. So we'll be ready to go then.
Probably Monday, most likely Monday. So keep an eye there, guys, on that Christmas in July to get on board with Big Al with those football passes. Or the 1 year pass, I think, is usually what a lot of us put up there. So that'll be a great value there. Remember that 1 year pass, every play from Big Al, including postseason as well, and preseason, because we get some preseason football in there as well. 3 weeks of it, indeed. Actually, there's a bonus week in there, that Hall of Fame game, but just one game. All right, Big Al, it's always good to have you on the show. Have a great night. And
thanks, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Big Al McMordie here on the Drive Thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we're going to get to it in just a second. We'll get to my pick, and then we'll get to the recap here. We'll continue on here on the Drive Thru. No, I'm not coming with Oakland like I did yesterday because the game starts at 6:40. And I might have considered them. But we got to go to a later game here. So let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. We'll get to my play right now. We're going to be looking at this Twins-Royals tonight. And boy, this one went from 9 to 8. No, thank you. I want the over in this game, over the total here. Twins and the Royals here. Some line value there, right? From 8 to 9. In this one, Marsh to starter here for Kansas City. In his debut, he allowed 5 earned runs with 4 walks in 4 innings at home to the Dodgers. He is a draft pick out of 2019 from Arizona State. He spent 2 levels in the minors last season with poor results in Double-A. And he had poor results in Double-A again this year. ERA over 5, WHIP of 1.459 in his tenure there in Double-A. Pablo Lopez to start. His ERA is over 4. Good strikeout pitcher. But again, Lopez on the road this season, ERA near 6. It's been at home, I should say. He's had a rough time of it at home. Let me verify those numbers. It does look a little high. I think it was closer to 5 than closer to 6. Let me double check his splits again. I might be off on that number. Let me see here. Let me take a look here at Lopez. Lopez's splits here. Let's see. Right when you need it, you can't find it, right? That's usually how it happens here. Let's see what we got here with Lopez. I think I'm looking at, I'm looking at Lopez versus against Marsh. I got pitching statistics. Maybe I need to go a bit deeper into this one. But anyway, again, the major concerns here is going to be with Marsh's minor league performance has been horrible. And, of course, also Lopez is an issue here at home. And, of course, the bullpen in Kansas City has not been good with an ERA over 5. We're starting to see the Royals' offense start to show some improvement, which is another factor here going into the over in this one. But I wanted to verify his splits. Actually, I know where I can find that real quickly. Let me go back here and just click his numbers so I can look at his home splits here. Lopez on the year 4-5, ERA 4.24. The right-hander, the veteran right-hander on the mound here tonight here for Minnesota. I just want to verify those numbers. We'll get to the recap here in just a second. But we will be going here over a total of 9 here between the Royals here and the Minnesota Twins. I can pull up his splits again. I want to just verify these numbers that I had for Lopez. I want to make sure we have it right here. And, of course, just when you need all this stuff to work, it's loads slow. Okay, let's take a look at his home. Yep, his home splits are correct. 47 innings. See, I had to question those numbers because I wasn't sure it was that high. ERA of 5.94 at home for Lopez. So he's had some struggles at home this season. 3 walks per 9 innings. But again, ERA in 47 innings of nearly 6 for Lopez. So we'll go over a total here of 9 in this one between the Royals and the Twins. And this one begins here in about an hour or so, I believe. I believe it's an 8 o'clock start, and it is 8 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have this one beginning here. 7:40 Eastern time. So it begins in about half an hour. So there you go here with my play. All right, guys, check out Pick Option. We got a play up there right now. A best bet, my 3 packs off the board right now. So go ahead and get my best bet on the board for Major League Baseball. Remember, pick is a promo code. You'll save 15% off. Or you can get my long-term pass, 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all of my pre and plays for that period of time you select. When you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Don't forget the promo code PICK to save that 15% off. All right, let's get to the recap here. And we'll recap the plays from today's show. Chris got us started. Braves, Guardians over 10. Mitch on the Brewers, plus 130 against the Cubs. Big Al McMordie, D-backs, minus 114 against the Mets. Wayne on the Blue Jays, minus 118 against the White Sox. Jay on the Marlins, minus 118 Cardinals. Rod, Red Sox, plus 102 Rangers. Dana on the Giants with a big number. Big Al McMordie, we gave you his pick there. I'll be Royals Twins over 9. The one I like the most, let's go with Big Al and the D-backs against the Mets. Henry has been pitching well over his past 3 starts. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow here live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We'll give out the place for you live here on the show. Don't forget, it always gets started every day with the morning show here, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We've got Mitch, we got Rob, we got Chris with the morning shows. Of course, all the great video series here on Pick Dogs. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Betting Tool Show, of course, the professional roundtable show as well. 7 picks in 5 minutes from Mitch. We got Chris's home run props. Ron Manelli with his rundown here from Major League Baseball. Jay's looking to do an NBA Summer League here for you when they begin in Vegas in a couple of days on the 7th. And, of course, don't forget, Mitch announced on All-Star Break Monday the launch of the NFL show, a half-an-hour NFL show with Jay and Mitch starting Monday here at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. All great values here, all of the channels here over on YouTube here for the Pick Dogs. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and set those notifications to be live when these shows launch so you can get the plays in real time. From everybody here on the channel. Nick Menken has his Nerfies, Zerfies, and Mills with his prop videos of the day. Of course, Mills with his UFC rundown. Mills and Brad with their UFC show. It goes on and on with so many video series here. Mike Davis live show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and his prize parlay picks, as well as his first 5 innings. All right, we got everything in. That's going to do it for our show. Let's bring in our cappers for tonight. We're going to say goodbye, guys. You guys have